September 1st, 2124, orbit of planet Darius. A series of tremors shake the ship. The piercing sound of sirens echoes through the metallic corridors. The smell of burning mixes with the thin air. My chest aches from holding my breath for so long. The lights flicker uncontrollably, blue flashes illuminating the sweat running down my face. Damn it, Gustav! I knew that bastard wasn't trustworthy. I think as I struggled to keep the ship stable. The ship was safe until Gustav's last transmission. An old friend turned rival. Of course it was a trap. I mutter to myself as the artificial gravity begins to fail. The sensation of losing the ground beneath me is disorienting, almost as bad as realizing I've been sabotaged. But that's not all. I'm not alone. My wife, Emmy, screams from the other side of the cabin. "Hector, we need to stabilize before everything goes to hell." Her tone is more desperate than I'm used to, and it scares me more than the sirens. Val and Joshua are already manually trying to activate the emergency systems. The control panel is filled with flashing red codes, symbols that blur in my mind. I need to focus. Going back a bit, I can't forget Gustav's sarcastic tone during our last communication. "Good luck out there, Hector. I hope your ship is tougher than you think." It was meant to be a joke, but it sounded like a sinister warning. Soon after, the problems began. Loss of pressure, systems crashing one by one, and now we're drifting aimlessly in deep space. Emmy looks at me, her eyes filled with anger and fear. "You trusted him," she snaps while adjusting one of the control panels. What hurts the most is that she's right. Trusting him was my mistake. "We'll get out of this, I promise," I reply, though I don't fully believe it myself. Time seems to stretch and contract. A flash of memory hits me. The day I met Gustav, 6 years ago during combat training. He was good, maybe even better at some things, but he never accepted being second. His resentment grew over the years, like a hidden cancer. And now, he's achieved what he wanted, to take me out of the game, literally. Joshua suddenly appears beside me, with a grim expression. "The ship has lost 70% of its power. We need to find a planet to land and make any possible repairs." His voice is cold, practical. He's always been that way, the rational side of the team. I nod in agreement, but the fear is there, like a knot in my throat. It's not just the ship that's broken. Trust is shattered too. Val is at the weapons station, checking the combat lasers, her expression fierce. "If any aliens show up, I'm ready," she says, without a trace of hesitation. She's the youngest, but also the fiercest. Her weapon skills are unmatched, and she seems almost relieved to have something to fight. I feel the weight of responsibility. I can't fail them, even if the entire universe is against us right now. The navigation system finally detects a nearby, habitable planet. Darius, an unknown rock that may or may not be friendly. With no other options, I begin to maneuver the ship, trying to ignore the increasingly intense vibrations. "Prepare for a crash landing," I shout. They obey without hesitation, despite knowing that survival odds are slim. The ship tears through Darius's atmosphere like a meteor, the hull creaking, almost bursting from the pressure. The heat is unbearable. I feel the impact, and everything goes black for a few seconds. When I regain consciousness, everything is still. We manage to land, or at least we're not dead yet. Darius hasn't killed us, but the worst might be just beginning. Darius's atmosphere is dense and hard to breathe. The smell is acidic, a mix of sulfur and something metallic. Each breath is a struggle, as if the air itself is a weapon trying to kill us slowly. "Masks now," I command, fighting to keep my mind clear. Emmy, Val, and Joshua are already putting on their masks, their eyes reflecting the planet's greenish light around us. We are surrounded by an alien forest, black, twisted trees extending in bizarre directions. The sunlight is blocked by a thick, iridescent mist that seems alive, as if it's watching us. The tension is palpable, almost suffocating. Our priority is to find food and resources to repair the ship, but the fear is that something might find us first. It doesn't take long for the first attack. The bushes around us suddenly start to shake, and creatures leap from all sides. They resemble giant insects, with sharp mandibles and spiny legs. Val doesn't hesitate. She fires with precision. Blue light beams cut through the air, burning the creatures, but more keep coming. Emmy is beside me, her laser firing rapid bursts, while Joshua covers our left flank. I'm trying not to be crushed by the weight of the moment, but it's hard to ignore the feeling that this is just the beginning. The fight is brutal and unrelenting. The aliens seem endless, as if the entire planet is determined to devour us. One of the creatures manages to break through the defensive line and jumps toward me. Its mandible opens wide to bite, but I manage to shoot just in time, vaporizing its head in a cloud of plasma. "Watch out!" Emmy shouts, but it's already too late. Val is struck by one of the alien's claws, falling to the ground with a scream of pain. "Val!" I rush towards her, while Emmy and Joshua hold the defensive line. Val is bleeding, but it doesn't seem fatal. Still, the pain on her face fills me with rage. She looks at me with determination in her eyes. "Don't stop, Hector! Finish them!" She pushes me to keep fighting, even while wounded. We finally clear the area. I take a deep breath, sweat mixing with the acidic smell of the planet. Val is back on her feet, though trembling slightly. "Let's keep moving," I say, trying to sound more confident than I actually am. We find a cave that seems to be temporary shelter. It's dark, cold, and damp, but at least it offers us a brief pause. As we set up an improvised camp, flashes from the past return to my mind. I remember Gustav and his words, how he always said I was lucky to have my team. "It's all you've got, Hector. Without them, you're nothing." And now, cut off from any help, I begin to understand what he really meant. But I don't have time for self-torment. I need to find a way back. Time inside the cave is just a small respite. Soon, we're attacked again, this time by creatures that seem to be liquid forms, moving quickly across the ground and walls. They try to engulf our bodies, suffocating us with a kind of viscous, acidic goo. The heat of the substance is unbearable. Joshua is the first to be attacked, his arm getting stuck in the goo. "I can't break free!" he screams, his voice filled with desperation. Val and Emmy keep shooting, trying to free Joshua, while I use a plasma blade to cut the creature. The smell of burning and acid fills the air as the thing melts. We manage to free him, but Joshua's arm is burned, and he cries out in pain. "We need to get out of here now," I say, while Emmy improvises a bandage on Joshua. We make it to a clearing outside the cave, where a weak ray of sunlight breaks through the mist. I'm exhausted, my muscles ache, but I can't stop now. The ship still needs repairs, and our supplies are nearly gone. I see Emmy pulling a ration from her pocket. "It's not much, but it should give us enough energy for one more fight," she says with a tired smile. I try to smile back, but the truth is that the weight of survival is crushing my spirit. And then we spot something on the horizon, a metallic structure covered in alien moss, almost like an ancient ship. "There!" Val points, her voice filled with hope. If it's what it seems to be, we might find parts to repair our ship. But my instincts tell me it won't be that easy. Nothing is easy here. "Let's go," I order, knowing this is our last chance. The structure is indeed an alien ship, but its design is strange, as if it was built by different races over time. We find what we need for the repair, but this is where the real horror begins. The ship's walls are covered with cocoons, and inside them are alien beings, some still alive, others dead. They seem to have been used as fuel for the ship. The sight is terrifying, and Emmy recoils instinctively. And then they appear. Humanoid creatures with translucent skin and glowing eyes emerge from the shadows. They have blades instead of arms and move quickly, almost like living shadows. "Get ready!" I shout as we fire our lasers. The battle is the most intense so far. Every move must be precise, every shot lethal. Val is the first to hit one of the aliens in the head, her expression determined. Joshua manages to take down two of them, even with his injured arm. In the end, we manage to win, but we're exhausted, wounded, and almost out of ammunition. We got the parts to fix the ship, but the fight is far from over. As we leave the structure, I look back one last time. I know Gustav is out there, probably laughing at our suffering, but one thing is certain, I won't stop until this is over. Now, the journey back awaits.